Once upon a time, in a village of Akruka, lived a farmer named Kwame. He was known for his strong arms and gentle heart. Kwame was the pride of his community. He was deeply in love with Abena, a woman with laughter as bright as the morning sun. Their love story was a cherished tale, whispered by the elders and admired by the young lovers. Within a short while, they got married, and their wedding was so beautiful that it became the talk of the village. Their union blossomed, and soon a beautiful daughter named Amma was born. She was the apple of their eyes, a bundle of joy that filled their home with laughter. The village rejoiced with them, celebrating the birth of a new life. After many years of Abena trying to have another child for Kwame but could not succeed, a shadow began to creep into Kwame's heart. He became worried. In their village, a son is seen as the continuation of a family's lineage, a protector of the ancestral land. The pressure to have a male child grew with each passing year. Kwame's kinsmen, led by the Stan elder, Nana Kojo, started to whisper about the need for another wife. They argued that it was a matter of tradition, a duty to ensure the family line. Abena, though heartbroken, understood the weight of tradition. She loved Kwame deeply and wanted him to be happy. With a heavy heart, Kwame agreed to take another wife. The decision tore at his soul, made him so sad, but the pressure from his community was stronger than his feelings. Little did he know this decision would set in motion a chain of events that would forever change his life and the fate of his village. The news of Kwame's intention to take another wife spread like wildfire through the village. While some sympathized with his predicament, others whispered unkindly about Abena, blaming her for not giving Kwame his son. Abena's heart ached. She was heartbroken. She felt sad deeply, but she held her head high, her love for Kwame stronger than the village gossip. Then the search for a second wife began. The chosen one was to be a woman of good character, hardworking, and respectful to his wife Abena. After much deliberation, the elders suggested Akruka, a beautiful young maiden from a neighboring village. She was known for her gentle nature and skill in the farm. Akruka arrived at Kwame's home with mixed feelings. She admired Kwame's reputation as a hard-working and kind man. However, she was reluctant about sharing her husband with another woman. Yet she was also eager to start a new life and build a family of her own. The arrival of Akruka brought about a change in the once peaceful household. Abena, though outwardly calm, felt a growing sense of insecurity. Amma, sensing the tension, clung to her mother for comfort. Kwame, torn between his love for Abena and his duty to his family, tried to maintain some level of peace. Days turned into weeks. as the three women adjusted to their new reality. Akruka, with a gentle spirit, tried to win Abena's trust. She helped with the chores, cared for Ama, and showed genuine affection towards Kwame. Gradually, a fragile peace settled over the household. However, under the calm, a big problem was growing. The villagers watched the unfolding drama with keen interest. Some hoped for a harmonious union, while others predicted trouble. The elders, satisfied that their plan was working, observed the situation closely and ready to intervene if necessary. Little did they know that a dark secret lurked in the shadows, a secret that would shake the foundation of their peaceful village. As the rains came, so did the whispers. Stories began to circulate about Akruka and her inability to conceive. Some said she was a witch. Others claimed she was a barren woman who had married Kwame for his wealth. These tales, fueled by envy and fear, spread like wildfire through the village. Abena, despite her own pain, felt a touch of sympathy for Akruka. She knew the weight of unfounded accusations and the loneliness that came with it. Ama, ever observant, noticed the growing tension between her mother and the new wife. With innocent curiosity, she asked her mother why everyone disliked Akruka. Abena, careful not to poison her daughter's mind, explained that people often judge others without knowing the truth. She told Ama about the importance of kindness and empathy, values that were deeply rooted in their culture. Meanwhile, Akruka struggled to cope with the rumors. She missed her family and the familiar surroundings of her village. The loneliness was a heavy burden to bear. Desperate for acceptance, she worked harder than ever, tending to the farm and caring for the household. One evening, as the moon cast its silver light over the village, Akruka sat by the fire, her heart heavy with sorrow. Suddenly, she felt a presence behind her. Slowly, she turned to find an old woman with eyes filled with wisdom standing in the doorway. The old woman introduced herself as Nana Ama, a renowned herbalist and storyteller. She had been watching Akruka from afar, sensing her pain and loneliness. Nana Ama told Akruka about being strong and the importance of finding courage inside yourself. With gentle words, Nana Ama shared a story about a woman who faced similar challenges. The woman had overcome adversity through courage and determination. Inspired by the story, Akruka began to see a glimmer of hope. Perhaps, she thought, she could find the strength to endure this trial. As the dry season approached, a strange illness began to trouble the village. People started falling sick with fever, headaches, and weakness. Fear gripped the community as more and more people succumbed to the mysterious illness. The village elders, known for their wisdom, gathered to seek answers. They consulted the oracle, an old woman said to possess supernatural powers. The oracle, after days of meditation, declared that a curse had been placed on the village. She claimed that someone with a wicked heart was responsible for the misfortune. Suspicion and blame fell on everyone, from the village chief to the youngest child. Accusation flew like arrows, creating a climate of fear and distrust. Kwame, worried about the well-being of his family, asked for help from a traditional healer. The healer, an elderly man with a kind manner, examined the sick and concluded that it was not a curse but a water-borne illness. He examined that the recent drought had forced people to drink from contaminated water sources. The news brought a sense of relief to the villagers. Hope replaced fear, and they worked together to replace and purify the water sources. Kwame, with the help of his wives and other villagers, cleaned the wells and boiled water for drinking. However, the illness continued in some people, including a few children. The healer suspected a stronger poison had been added to the water. A dark cloud of suspicion settled over the village, and everyone became careful around their neighbors. As everyone looked for who caused the trouble, Kwame saw that Akruka was acting differently. She seemed sad and spent a lot of time alone in the forest. Her eyes looked scared, and she talked in her sleep. Kwame was confused and worried. Little did he know, a dangerous secret was about to be revealed, a secret that would shake the foundation of the village and change their lives forever. Kwame's concern for Akruka grew with each passing day. Her strange behavior and the lingering illness in the village fueled his suspicion. One night, unable to shake off the unsettling feeling, he decided to follow her into the forest. The moon cast strange shadows as Kwame moved quietly through the thick bushes. He followed the faint sound of Akruka's voice until he reached a small open area. There, under the watchful eyes of the stars, he saw Akruka kneeling before a strange altar. Surrounding her were unusual herbs and animal bones. Fear gripped Kwame as he watched the scene unfold. Akruka's eyes glowed with an unnatural light as she chanted words he didn't understand. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared from the shadows. It was an old woman, her face wrinkled and her eyes filled with malice. Kwame recognized her as Nanaya, a woman known for her bitter tongue and solitary life. She was the village outcast, often accused of witchcraft. Kwame's heart pounded as he realized the truth. Akruka was under Nanaya's spell. The old woman turned to face Kwame. Her eyes filled with hatred. She accused him of stealing Akruka's happiness and cost him and his family. Kwame felt a sudden feeling of anger and fear. He knew he had to act quickly to protect his loved ones. With a new profound courage, Kwame challenged Nanaya. He accused her of poisoning the village and causing the illness by using Akruka. The old woman laughed, her voice echoing through the still night. She admitted to her crimes, claiming that she was seeking revenge for a wrong done to her family years ago. As the confrontation reached its climax, a sudden noise startled them. It was the sound of approaching footsteps. Kwame and Nanaya turned to see Abena and Ama standing in front of them. Their eyes were wide with fear and confusion. Abena and Ama stood frozen in fear as the shocking truth unfolded before them. Abena's heart shattered into pieces as she realized the woman she had tried to accept was a threat to her family and the entire village. Ama, her eyes wide with terror, clung to her mother for protection. Kwame, caught between anger and fear, knew he had to act swiftly. He grabbed a strong stick and confronted Nanaya. A fierce struggle ensued. Their bodies locked in a battle for dominance. The old woman fought with unnatural strength, but Kwame, fueled by the love for his family, managed to overpower her. As the villagers heard the commotion, they rushed to the battleground. They found Kwame standing over the defeated Nanaya, while Abena and Ama trembled in fear. The sight of the old woman, known for her dark magic, filled the villagers with fear. The village elders, realizing the danger they had been in, decided to banish Nanaya and Akruka from the village. With heavy hearts, they escorted both to the edge of the forest, where they disappeared into the darkness. The ordeal had taken a toll on the villagers. Many were still sick, and the fear of the unknown lingered in their hearts. Kwame, Abena, and Ama were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. Abena, though relieved that the danger had passed, was deeply troubled. She felt a sense of guilt for not trusting her instinct about Akruka. Ama, still traumatized by the event, clung to her mother for comfort. Kwame, determined to restore peace and harmony to the village, began to focus on the healing process. He organized the community cleanup, ensuring that all water sources were safe for consumption. He also encouraged the villagers to seek help from the traditional healers. Slowly but surely, the village began to recover. The sick started to get healed, and the fear that had gripped the community started to fade away. However, the scars from what happened remained, a constant reminder of the darkness that had nearly consumed them. The village slowly began to recover from the ordeal. The fear that had gripped the people was gradually replaced by hope. Kwame, Abena, and Ama, though still bearing the scars of the past, were determined to rebuild their lives. Abena, with the support of her friends and family, started to heal. She found comfort in her garden, tending to the plants and flowers. The rhythm of nature helped to soothe her troubled soul. Ama, under Abena's watchful eye, began to overcome her fears. She spent hours playing with other children, her laughter once again filling the air. Kwame, as the village head, worked tirelessly to restore the community's spirit. He organized festivals, and celebrations to bring the people together. He encouraged the elders to share their wisdom and stories, hoping to reconnect the village with its traditions. One evening, as the moon cast its silver glow over the village, Kwame sat on his couch, lost in thought. He realized that the events in the past had changed him. He was no longer the carefree young man. He had blindly followed tradition. He had learned the importance of questioning the status quo and standing up for what was right. A gentle touch on his shoulder brought him back to the present. It was Abena, her eyes filled with love and admiration. She told him how proud she was of the man he had become. She thanked him for his courage and for protecting their family. Kwame held Abena's hand, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. He knew that their love had been tested, but it had emerged stronger than ever. Together, they had faced the darkness and emerged into the light. As they sat there, watching the stars twinkle above, they made a silent vow to cherish each other and their daughter. They would build a new life, a life filled with love, hope, and resilience. With the wounds of the past slowly healing, a sense of peace returned to the village. Kwame and Abena's love grew stronger. Their bond forged through shared adversity. Ama, blossoming into a beautiful young girl, filled their lives with joy. The rains came, bringing with them the promise of a bountiful harvest. The villagers worked together, their spirits lifted by the hope of a prosperous future. Kwame, with renewed energy, led the community in revitalizing the farmlands. He introduced new farming techniques and encouraged crop rotation, ensuring a steady food supply. As the harvest season approached, the village were filled with excitement. The fields were laden with golden grains and ripe fruits. There was a sense of abundance and gratitude in the air. To celebrate, Kwame organized a harvest festival, a grand occasion that brought together people from neighboring villages. During the festival, Kwame and Abena decided to formally unite their families. They held a traditional marriage ceremony, a beautiful and solemn affair that celebrated their enduring love. The villagers rejoiced, showering the couple with blessings and gifts. Ama, dressed in her finest clothes, was the center of attention. She danced gracefully, her laughter echoing through the night. The young men of the village were captivated by her beauty and charm, but she remained focused on her studies, eager to learn and grow. As the festival drew to a close, Kwame and Abena stood together, watching the villagers dance and celebrate. They felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had overcome adversity, rebuilt their lives, and brought joy to the community. Looking into the future, they saw a bright and promising path ahead. They would continue to work hard, raise their daughter with love and wisdom, and contribute to the growth and prosperity of their village. Years passed and the village flourished. Kwame and Abena were proud to watch their daughter Ama grow into a wise and compassionate young woman. She had inherited her mother's gentle spirit and her father's intelligence. Amma married a young man named Kofi, a hard-working farmer with a kind heart. Their wedding was a joyous occasion, a celebration of love and unity. The couple settled in a nearby village, but they often visited their parents, bringing with them their own children. Kwame and Abena found immense joy in being grandparents. They spent countless hours playing with their grandchildren, sharing stories and teaching them about the importance of family, community, and respect for nature. As the years passed, Kwame and Abena grew old. Their hair turned silver and their bodies became frail, but their spirits remained young and vibrant. They were surrounded by love and affection, their home filled with laughter of children, male and female. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the village, Kwame and Abena sat on their couch, holding hands. They looked out at the vast expanse of the savannah, where the first stars were beginning to appear. They talked about their life, the joys and sorrows, the triumphs and challenges. They reminisced about their youth, their love, and the journey they had shared. As they grew older, their love deepened, a bond that transcended time and space. In their hearts, they knew that their story was not just about them. It was about the resilience of the human spirit, the power of love, and the enduring strength of a community. Their legacy would live on through their children and grandchildren, a testament to the beauty of life and the importance of leaving the world a better place than they found it. As the night grew darker, they fell asleep. Their hands still clasped together, their hearts filled with peace and contentment. As the sun began to paint the sky with hues of orange and purple, Kwame and Abena breathed their last. Their deaths were mourned by the entire village. They were laid to rest under the old baobab tree. They were laid under the old baobab tree, a symbol of wisdom and strength. Their graves became a sacred place, a place of remembrance and reflection. People came to pay their respects, to share stories of the couple, and to seek guidance from their spirits. Amma and Kofi, with heavy hearts, took over the care of the family land. They raised their children with the same love and wisdom that their grandparents had shown them. The village continued to thrive, guided by the principles that Kwame and Abena had instilled in them. Generations passed, and the stories of Kwame and Abena were passed down through the ages. They became legends, their names whispered with reverence. Children were taught about their courage, their love, and their unwavering faith in the human spirit. The village evolved, adapting to the changing times. New generations brought fresh ideas and perspectives. Yet, the core values that Kwame and Abena had cherished remained intact. The importance of family, community, and the respect for the land continue to be the bedrock of their society. And so, the legacy of Kwame and Abena lived on, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. Their story was a testament to the enduring power of love, resilience, and the human spirit. It was a story of a simple farmer and his wife whose life touched the hearts of many and left an indelible mark on the world.